Hey, what's up? And welcome to Hair Mighty Podcast, where we talk about all the hot topics in the salon industry. I'm your host, Audra, and today with me, I have permanent makeup artist and microblading professional, Hailey. Hi,
Hi.
Hailey. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Great. And who are you on your social media handle?
I am Powder and Miss PMU, but I'm about to change it to Powder and Miss.
Okay, wonderful. And how long have you been in this industry now?
I've been in this industry for 2 years now, 2.5 years.
Okay, cool. And how's that going? I mean, obviously you're still doing it, so it's going pretty good, yeah?
It's been a blessing. It's amazing to be in the industry that's so girly and fun.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about your history with microblading. Like, how did you, like, you just wake up one day and I'm like, I'm gonna do this? Or were you kind of like already really thinking about it? Or how'd you get going in this?
So with permanent makeup, I started. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. I've always loved makeup. I've always loved doing eyebrows. I've been doing my makeup since I was 12. So when I had seen that locally there was a extensive training class, I decided I'm going to do it. So a few weeks before it started, I went ahead and paid for the class. I went to a 2 day class. After I took the 2 day class, I felt like I wasn't ready. Um, I was scared to tattoo somebody's face because that's serious. That's something you look at, like at least with arms, legs, backs, you can hide it, but with a face, that's what people notice about you, the first thing they notice. So I spent 6 months watching videos, reading blogs, listening to podcasts, asking questions on groups on Facebook. And once I felt comfortable, I decided this is it. I'm gonna get into the salon. I'm gonna do this. It's been an interesting journey. I feel like I've grown a lot as an artist. There's still so much I need to learn, but I learn with every client, um, with every post, with every video I watch. I mean, I still watch videos to this day, and I've been doing it for almost 2.5 years now. It's like, whoa, there's a lot I still have to learn, but I enjoy it.
Well, that's yeah, I feel like that's kind of the beauty industry in general. You just really have to get in there and get going.
Yes.
You can't just watch, it's not something you can just watch videos on. You
No.
actually have to hands on do it.
It Yeah, the videos help teach me little things, but it didn't take until I started taking clients regularly that I was like, okay, so this lady's skin is different than this lady, so this is going to work on her, but this, client, it's not going to work on her. So I had to figure out the do's and don'ts of it. And trends are always changing. Some people like the more makeup look. Some people like the more natural look. My older ladies, they love the natural look. My younger ladies, they love the makeup looking 2016 on fleek eyebrows, basically, where they're like, I want these eyebrows to look like hers. And it's like the most AI looking picture. You're like, okay, I'll try that. Like, it's a learning
Yeah,
process.
AI has been really
Yeah.
challenging in the beauty
Oh,
industry, hasn't
yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely looking at like just simple things like my everyday makeup. I'm like, that's definitely AI. Like, her skin is not that smooth. There is not a crease in that. Like,
Right. So tell us, gotta spill the tea. What's been like the craziest situation that you've been in where you're like, oh God, can we just get through this? Has there been one of those situations, or you feel like it's usually pretty consistent?
I feel like it's pretty consistent. I think I can't think of like a specific situation where I was like, I'm so stressed, like I need to get through this or feeling anxious. I think a lot of times I get excited to do the brows. And then once I start, I realize, little things are going to work and not going to work. So I just sit there, I'm like, okay, well, this is going to work on her. And I know this from past experience, but I don't think there's like a specific situation. I've had a few clients that they're a little peculiar, but they're the sweetest people on earth. And I love, as long as they feel beautiful when they walk out my door, it doesn't affect me, like,
Yeah, I guess it's kind of depends on whose standard is. I mean,
right.
everybody's a little got their thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like eyebrows are a huge thing. Like when I talk to clients all the time about their eyebrows, they're like, it's the same old scenario all the time. Like either one is round and one is
Oh yeah.
angled, or one is something happened and they're missing some, or they used to have more, but
Hmm.
they don't feel like they have as many as they used to. I never seem to find too many clients that are like the Brooke Shields thick unibrow
No,
suspect ever too
no.
often. I don't know if it's because most of my clients are probably blonde, but
No,
but
yeah.
I mean I got some Hispanic clients that have thick brows too.
Yes.
So tell me, I guess, about the mapping because I know a lot of people are always worried about how to figure out the right shape. They're always asking me about microblading, and they're like, "How do you know what shape to do, or how does she know how to make it like fill in the right way?" So, how do you go about that process?
So with mapping, I don't like using the mapping string. I prefer to use a wax pencil and a measuring tool. Um,
So, there are different ways to accomplish the shape of the
oh
brow.
yeah. So there's wax pencils. There's like gel pens, like what you would use in a coloring book, but it's made for skin.
Oh.
There's the mapping string. I just think the mapping string is messy. That's what I personally don't use it. The wax pencils are the easiest to use for me personally. Everybody's different. Some people might say, I love the string, I don't care for the pencils. I'm a visual person, so just by looking at you, I can kind of tell what your shape is, but that's something I had to learn along the way. Um, I tend to try to keep with the natural shape of people's faces when I use um, the wax pencil. So I use the nose as the guide to your shape. So I use the nostrils, the side of your nose, even down the middle,
So, similar to waxing.
100%. I also use the bone right here. So where it's flat right here and then kind of like it's rounded. So the first line to make it even is going to be on the little, you know, the edge of the rounded part, and then the bottom part's going to be also on the opposite edge of the rounded bone.
Okay. So then, are there different styles of brows, or how do you know what style somebody wants? Like, do you have them show you pictures? Do you have them, do they show you previous pictures of, people that have had theirs done before? Or how do you know what they're looking for?
That typically I ask a lot of questions during the consultation. So I ask them, what is your brow goals? What are you looking for? Do you want something that's more natural? Do you want a higher arch, a softer arch, a longer tail, a shorter tail? It's a lot of questions to ask. Or I have had people come in and show me, hey, this is how I feel in my eyebrows with makeup. And I can go based off of that image they showed me that I
Okay.
want, I want this. Now, some people, they'll come in, they're like, I have no idea how to fill in my eyebrows. And they'll show me a picture and they're like, I don't want it to look like this. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll work on that. But I try to keep it as natural to the shape as possible just because I don't want to give somebody something that they don't want or like, especially it's tattoo makeup. You're going to have this on your face for 2 to 5 years, some people even longer. Um, so I don't want you to walk out of here feeling disappointed within me as an artist as well as your appearance.
No, what is the exact process to the procedure?
So we start with the consultation when you come in. I ask you all the questions. What color? Do you change your hair often? Because hair plays a factor too. Someone who's platinum blonde like you isn't going to want dark brows like me. Some people do, but most people don't. They want something that sticks close to their hair color. So I ask them questions between like what color to what shape to even do you take any medicine? Like, are you on any medications that can affect the process? Are you on if you take Advil, blood thinners,
Well,
stuff
after
like that.
you get it done, what's the process? Like, what do you do when you get it done? Do you just come in and that's it, or what's the process?
So you come in twice. You come in for the first initial appointment. That's when we do the mapping. You do the first procedure. In about 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes 8, depending on everybody's schedule, you'll come back for a touch up. That touch up is really, really, really important. The first appointment is very important, but the second appointment is even more important because it sets those things in stone. So when I do your brows the first time, if you don't come back for that touch up, there's no promise and no guarantee that they're going to stay. So it's important for you to come back for your touch up. And I tell my clients all the time, yeah, the first one's important, but the second one is really important because that is like engraving it into the stone, you know? But we go through the same process both times. Um, for the second appointment, I ask my clients, how was the healing process? What is something that you notice didn't heal right and you want to touch up? That's the point of the touch up, is to touch those things that I might have missed the first
Okay.
time.
And do you use like a numbing cream, or what's the pain level of
Yes.
this procedure, this process?
So I use a numbing cream. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. So some people, even with the numbing cream, they're like, "Ooh, I don't really like this." And then there's some people who don't even flinch the whole time. I do use a numbing cream and numb you for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then as I'm doing the procedure, if you start to feel any type of discomfort, I have a secondary numbing that basically seeps into the open wound and numbs underneath the surface, which a lot of my clients like that, especially my ones that don't like the discomfort that does come with it. Now, I numbed my brows for about 10 minutes and then did them, and it was annoying, but it wasn't uncomfortable for me.
So
I
you
wasn't hurting.
microbladed your own eyebrows?
I microbladed.
I thought doing my own hair was amazing. Now I
I
feel like
did.
such an amateur.
It was a little freaky because I was looking in a mirror instead of, at least if I, when I did your brows, I was looking at you. It's different than looking at yourself in the mirror. So it was a little interesting, but I really enjoyed my brows when I did them. I still love my brows to this
Now,
day,
do
but
you do other services as well? Do you do lips?
I do. I do. I offer lip blush as well as teeth whitening and henna brow
Now,
tinting.
what is lip blush?
Lip blush is basically the same as doing permanent makeup for your brows, except we use a different pigment. Obviously, I'm not going to do your brows black or blonde, but I mean your lips. So lip blush is basically, it gives you a natural tint. It like evens out the pigments in your lips. So some people who might have like dark spots on their lips, it can even out those pigments and make it look more natural. Um, Lip blush is really fun. It's
Does it make it look like lipstick, or does it just look like you have a different color of skin?
it doesn't look like lipstick per se. When you first get it done, it does kind of like, you're like, oh my goodness, why are my lips bright red? But once it heals and it goes through the healing process,
How long does that take?
the healing process,
Right.
um, 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes eight,
For your
depending.
lips too, same as your brows?
Yep,
Okay.
it varies. Some people heal quicker, some people don't heal as quick, which is why we give you the time frame to 4 to 6 weeks, even 8 weeks.
Okay.
Some artists won't do touch-ups 6 a week. It's 6 to 8 weeks. I do 4 to 6 weeks because typically when people come in 4 weeks, they're healed.
Got you. Okay. So now I know you're also in school for
I
aesthetics.
am.
That's exciting.
It's so exciting.
How long until you finish?
I will be done hopefully on November 10th. That will be my graduation date.
Woo.
Yes.
And so I get all kinds of questions about microblading and brow lamination and tinting, and I guess it's state to state varies what the laws are, right?
Yes.
So you as a permanent makeup artist, what are you allowed to do?
So, as a permanent makeup artist, I am a tattoo artist. I have a tattoo permit. I am inspected by the health department. I can only do tattoo things, so permanent makeup basically. Now teeth whitening and henna brow tinting, I am allowed to do because there is no laws from my research. There is no laws that say you have to be a dentist or you have to be an esthetician to do those things because
Is that North Carolina?
in North Carolina,
Okay.
not everywhere.
Okay.
Um, it varies.
So then do you got an inspection from the health department?
I did
How often do you do that?
once a year.
Okay, so then when you finish your degree in cosmetology or in aesthetics, then you'll also get an inspection, right?
By state board,
So you're gonna get
yes.
double inspected?
Yes.
That sounds fun.
Yes. I already plan to have like one cabinet in my room for like aesthetics purposes and then having another cabinet for permanent makeup so I can like specify to each department
Smart.
like, hey, that cabinet's for
Right.
not your territory. Like I mean,
Right.
if they need me to open it, I'll open it. But I already planned two separate cabinets just because it's gonna get a little crazy. You know, health department and state board, they work together, but they don't, like, you know.
So can people who get brow laminations also get microblading services done, or is it necessary, or what's the difference?
So brow lamination is basically like a perm for your brows. It just makes them stick and stay in place. If you were to do a brow lamination on permanent makeup, you would have to wait till you're completely healed from permanent makeup. It's not something that you went and got your permanent makeup done and then you go get brow lamination just because of the chemicals. You can cause chemical burns, just like you're not supposed to wax your
So
brows.
once you get your brows done, you just need to not do anything
Don't do
for.
anything until
Okay.
I would
So
say
no old school penciling or
no, no, no.
or pomading.
No, definitely not. Don't use brow gel until you're completely healed. Don't do anything to your brows until you're completely healed, just because there is a risk for infection, which is out of
So
my territory.
do people wax before they get their brows done, or they shouldn't wax before they get their brows done either?
I do have clients who do come in after getting their brows waxed, which is completely fine. I prefer to just shape them myself. I use a brow razor. Of course, once I finish aesthetic school, I will offer tweezing as well as waxing, things like that.
Right, aesthetics.
Um, I You're not supposed to get your brows waxed with like you're supposed to get it done 24 hours before. So if you come in right after your brow
So you don't want to
waxing,
wax it in the salon and then go get it done
definitely
immediately
not.
after? Okay.
No, just because that skin is already irritated and I don't want to
Red.
overstimulate the skin basically.
Got you. Okay. Very cool. Well, sounds like you are on a road to success, and I'm
Oh
excited
yes.
for your business.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Is there anything else that you want anybody to know about your services, or any options that you have that they can book online, or how do they contact you?
So I do have a website. It is pmmicrobladingnc.square.site. You can book online there. You can also go to Atomic Orchard Salon's website and contact me through their website as well. Um, I'm as of right now, I have my books closed. If you were to message one of my pages, you can book an appointment. I just have it closed since I'm in school full time. It's just easier right
Okay.
now. But
Are you taking weekend clients then, or
yes, I'm taking weekend clients.
so Fridays and Saturdays?
Yes, Fridays and Saturdays. We are closed Sundays. Um, Even in the evening times during the week, but I prefer not
Okay.
to just because of me being in school. I do have a young daughter that I try to not push on everybody. So I,
Right.
I,
Understandable. Family
yes.
first.
Oh,
It's all about
100%.
balance. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much
Yes.
for
Thank you
letting
for
us know
having me.
more about microblading.
Yes.
And I'm
Thank you.
excited for your endeavors, and we will talk to you hopefully again in the near future
Oh,
about
100%.
all the new things that you know about and are offering behind the chair or
Yes.
in the salon.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Have a great one.
Yes.
High five.
Yes. Bye.
Spill that tea. Until next time.